Hi Sky Girls, my name is Leona and my thing is film and not my thing is smoking tobacco. And on today's episode of Real Talk, we have a very juicy question. What do you think about ending friendships because of a boy?
It's actually a really juicy one because the amount of times I see this happening in real life, it's time that we actually talked about it. Because for me, it's clearly not my thing.
It's definitely a common occurrence. I'm so glad we get to talk about it today. And before we do, we did actually go out and speak to some Sky Girls to find out what they think about this topic. So let's hear what they have to say.
My thoughts on a friendship ending because of a boy is, well, when it comes to friendships, if it's a friendship that you've had for, let's say, many years, over 5+ years, and this ends over a boy, it depends on your level of trust. If you gave this girl, or let's say your girl best friend or boy best friend, if you're a male, if you gave them all your trust and all your what, you told them all your opinions on this boy, you told them how much you like them, how much you're obsessed with them, and they go and backstab you, personally, I wouldn't have that. Like, I would not be friends with you. But let's say if it's just like, if they came to ask you, okay, this is your ex or this is a guy you liked, is it okay if I go for this guy? If you're gonna be honest and say no and they still go and do it, that's again no, just don't be friends with them. If you say yes and you're being genuine about it and you want to see your friend happy, then that's acceptable to an extent.
My boyfriend.
I would just like to know if any of you ladies have had like a personal experience.
An hour and no, but rumor has it that you have a little story for us on this topic. So we'd like you to go ahead.
Quite funny, I do have. Okay, so funny now, it wasn't funny back. So long story short, I was in grade 10 and I had this relationship with this guy that I ended, and he decided to go and date my cousin because it would hurt my feelings. I found out about this through social media and I was upset basically because they had been dating and nobody told me anything. So I called the guy, I'm like, why are you dating my cousin? He's like, I'm doing it to hurt you because you broke up with me. So initially I had an insight like, okay, my cousin's been played this side, so it's no reason to go, oh, I hate you, whatever, this and that. But I called her and I told her, we confronted each other and we just decided there's no reason why, because for us we're basically cousins, so it's blood. So we're just like, you know what, it probably won't last forever, of which it didn't. So I forgave her and they broke up like weeks later.
So your main reason for not being angry was because she was being played?
Yeah, she was being played.
That's it?
Yeah, I let it go because I knew she was being played.
So from your side of things, so you don't believe that this is enough for a relationship to end? A boy getting in between you, you having a boyfriend that your friend steals is not a good enough reason to end a friendship, or is it in certain circumstances?
In certain situations, like genuinely, I feel like now I would have a different approach to it. Like if I genuinely like the guy, back then I really didn't. But if you genuinely like this guy, you've invested so much time in this person, and also this is your friend that you've been with for a long time, you confide in that person, tell them how you feel about this guy, and they're always agreeing with you, you know, always making you feel good, and then just one day out of the blue, you hear that no, your friend is now dating you, you know, or something's happened between the two of them. That would be different.
You know, we had some insight from the Sky Girls on this topic, and we have Violet saying that for her, she would go with the boyfriend and not the friend because friends are easy to find, but boys just come, you can't find another boyfriend, they're harder to find than friends. How do you guys feel about that?
I think that's like when we were talking about it earlier. Violet is obviously very young and she hasn't, I think she's 13 or something. And once you experience life and get to a point where you girls are, and definitely when you get to my point, you realize how precious friendships are. And whatever boy that you're fighting over at that young age is not going to be there later on in life. Like you mentioned earlier, your
my best
housemate
friend and I have been together since we were in grade 4.
Yes.
my husband and I since grade 9, I feel like female friendship is not easy to come by. It's not the 1-2 thing. I think building a solid, great female friendship is not as easy as I would just find another one. Yeah. And with my best friend, like I said, from grade 4, my housemate from grade 9, but the boys I've liked from I don't know what grade, I don't have their numbers, I don't speak to them, but these friends are still the ones that celebrate me. They're still the ones that give me confidence. Exactly. They're still there for me till today. So I'm a very firm believer in, at your age, Violet, your friends are very, very important, and you should treasure them and take care of them and love them more than I will get another one.
Yeah, but in my opinion, I would do things quite differently. Like, if genuinely this girl was approached by this guy that I was with, and she agreed without even thinking twice about how I would feel, she intended to hurt my feelings, those are other grounds for letting such a person go, because you're like, it might repeat itself again. But in situations where like this guy approaches your friend and then she comes to you, she confides in you. Who was that actually
Ariana said that?
Yeah, Ariana
yes.
did say that. Like, if she comes to you and confides in you, like, oh, he's now come to me, he's asking for this, and if you genuinely like him, you would ask for permission and all that stuff. So in that you can see a true friend, like someone who actually cares about how you feel, and if you will get hurt, and if you will not feel comfortable about it, she will let go. Such situations, yes, I would keep that friend, because I know in the future she will have my back all the time.
I know we've been looking at this from the point of view of if someone dated a guy that you've dated before or something. But what happens in your friendship group, say if Tatiana comes to you and says to you, oh, I saw your boyfriend with so-and-so and it didn't look like they were just friends. It looked like there was a lot more going there. And a friendship ends like that. What's your take on that?
My take is do not rush. Like, genuinely, she might be saying the truth. So at least take your time to find out if what she was saying is true before you cut her off, because your feelings about this guy are so over the moon, you don't even want to listen to anyone. At that point, you're just delusional. Because if you've been warned and it was actually true, at least take the time to find out if it was true before telling this person, because in that moment you feel bad and you feel hurt by this person. You might actually end up saying something or end a friendship that was actually meant to be good. So just take your time and find out,
And I feel like if this person is really your friend and you really trust them, I don't think they would wake up and just say something to hurt you. Yeah. Like, if okay, we've been friends for this long, I don't think your friend would wake up in the morning and be like, let me just concoct the biggest lie just to hurt Leona. So I believe this will also just show both sides that if the person actually did lie, that's not your friend. They hate you. In the back of mind, they hate you, because there's no point for that. So that's how I just see that situation. I don't think a real friend would wake up and just say something to hurt you.
Sometimes boys will cause an issue between your friendships, but always remember to be honest and open about this in your friendships. Like Tatiana said, boys will come and go, but your friendships, your girlfriends, those are forever. And from me and the team, we're going to say bye, but please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at SkyGirlZ, and also follow our social medias at SkyGirlZ. From me and the girls, it's bye.